Hello everyone. Today we are going to see operator precedence and associativity in C programming language. So let us begin. Now what do you mean by precedence? Precedence is nothing but the order of evaluation of the operators in an expression. And if you look at associativity, associativity is used when the same precedence operators are present in an expression, then associativity decides in which order they are executed. So now let us see the different precedence and associativity that is there in C programming language. So this is the simple list of all the um, different precedences, and if you have a look at this, then you will see that the parenthesis is having the highest precedence. After that we have the pre increment operator and the casting operator at the same precedence level. Then we have multiplication, division and modulus, they are on the same level. Then we have addition, subtraction on the same level, and then so on. We have all these different operators. This is the remaining list. So bitwise AND, XOR, bitwise OR, and so that. So, and finally we have the assignment operator that is having the least precedence amongst all. So there is one more operator that is having even lesser precedence than the assignment, that is a comma operator that I have not included over here. Now one thing to note over here is that all the operators also have associativity. Now in most of the cases, if you look at over here, then most of the cases the associativity is from left to right, except for the unary, that is the pre increment operators, the casting operators and size of operator, we have right to left, and for the conditional operator and the assignment operator we have right to left. Other than these, then remaining all will have associativity left to right. So this is something you should remember. Now once we memorize this, then we can start solving complex problems of related to the operators in C programming. So let us take it one by one. So the first problem is you will get these type of problems in your examinations. So where you will be given a simple program with some operators, and you will have to find out the output of the program. So let us begin. So now basically in this program I will just take a snapshot of this. So I have this in my board. So now basically how to solve such kind of problems. So if you look at this, the only output produced by this program is when this particular statement, that is the printf, runs. So now we have to find out, so whatever is there inside this codes will be executed, and wherever there is something like this, that is %d, then that %d will be replaced by whatever expression is on after the comma variable, comma operator. So now let us find out what will be the value of it. So to solve this, we will have to first find out what is the expression that what is the value of this particular expression. So this, if I just write over here 10 plus a plus plus. Now if you look at this, this is post increment, so this will be 10 plus, so a will remain as it is, that is 4, and this will result in a value of 14, and at this particular stage after the expression a will become 5. In the second expression, I could just change the color. second expression, it is 10 plus a, so this will become 10 plus, now at this stage the value of a is 5, so 5, and this is a pre-increment operator, so this will become 6, so the value is 16. So my output is nothing but 14 and 16. So now if I go back to my page, and here if I have mentioned all the outputs in the below slide, and if you look at it, we have the first output as 14 and the second output as 16. Similarly, let's take another example. So the next example, we again, let's take this inside our code, our board. So in this again, now we have this is another type of problem. Now here we have three values: a equal to 4, b equal to 5, and c equal to 6, and then we have an expression. Now look at this over here. Now here we have a equal to b and equal to c. Now here we have to identify what is the operation that is going to be performed first. Now here the precedence comes into picture. Now here, if you remember, if you recall, equal to, that is assignment operator, has the least precedence, so this will be so this is what is going to be checked first. So let us solve this over here. So first we will be getting the value of b equal to c. Now value of b is 5, value of c is 6, so they that is 5 is not equal to 6, so if I just write it, a equal to b is 5 equal to 6, so this is going to result in false, that means it is going to be 0. So a is equal to 0, so the value of a will be now equal to 0 after this expression. So now if I see this printf command, so printf, it is going to be a equal to the value mod %d is nothing but 0, so this 0, so this is going to be my output. So if I go back to my page and if I go down, so this is the correct output. Let's take another example. So again, I will take this inside my board. So here this is a slightly more complex problem. Now here if we look at over here, we have three different expressions. So this is expression 1, this is expression 2, and this is expression 3. So we have to find the result after every expression. So let us find the expression for the first one. So the first one, it is a plus b divided by c minus d into e. So now the values of a, b, c, d and e are given, so we will just first of all substitute these values, that is a equal to 1, then b equal to 2 divided by c is 3 minus d is 4 into e is 5. Now here again we have to remember that the precedence of the operator is very important. Now if you look at this, there are 4 different operators that you can see over here. So the first operator is the plus, then there is division, then there is subtraction, then there is multiplication. So now here, if you recall, these two are having higher precedence and these two are having lower precedence. So these two are going to be executed first. Now even amongst them, if you recall, now since both of them are having the same precedence, now here associativity comes into picture. So if you remember, except for the unary, that is the pre-increment operator, and the conditional and assignment operators, rest everything is from left to right. So from left to right, that means this will be executed first and then this will be executed. So let us solve it. So I will just erase, oh, I'm sorry, I will just erase these things and let's begin. So this will be nothing but 1 plus, now it is 2 divided by 3 that is going to be executed first. So 2 divided by 3 will give you 0, minus, now 4 into 5 is going to give you 20, then 1 plus 0 minus 20, that is nothing but minus 19. So this is the output of my first expression. So at this stage your output will be something like this: result is equal to minus 19. Okay, so this is my first output. Now let us look at the second one. In the second one, the expression is a plus b. Now here to look at it is the important point to look at it is you have parenthesis. So you should remember that parenthesis is the first thing that will be executed. So now since we don't have any pre-increment or post-increment operator, so the values of a, b, c, d and e will remain the same. So let us just substitute the values. 1 plus 2 divided by 3 minus 4 into 5. So now 1 plus 2 is the first thing that is going to be executed because it is inside the parenthesis. So this will become 3 divided by 3 minus 4 into 5. Now here you have a division, and multiplication. So both of them are at the same precedence level. So you will be executing first the division because the associativity is from left to right. So this will be 3 divided by 3 is 1, then minus 4 into 5 is 20. So this will again result in minus 19. So here again the result is going to be minus 19. So this is again the output of the next program. So let us solve for the third expression, that is a plus b divided by c minus d into e. Now the point to note over here is we have nested parenthesis. So whenever this such kind of thing happens, you have to always remember that the inside parenthesis will be executed first. So let us see the example. So it will be, let us substitute the values of all the variables first. So 1, this is 2 divided by, this is 3 minus 4, these are in brackets, and into 5. So this will be, so this part is going to be executed first. So 2 divided by minus 1, so 3 minus 4 is minus 1 into 5. So again now here the brackets parenthesis will be executed first. So 2 divided by minus 1 is nothing but minus 2 into 5, that is nothing but 2 into minus 2 into 5. Now here you will see that there are two operators, minus and multiplication. So as you know, the multiplication will happen first. So I have 1 into, so if I multiply 5 into minus 2, I will get minus 10, and this will result in minus 9. So this is our final answer. So at the output you will get something like this. So let us check the output. So yes, so our output is minus 19, the first expression, the second expression minus 19, and the third expression is minus 9. So let us take another example. So in this one, this is a bit more complex than the previous one. Here you will see that you have increment and decrement operators. So this will be a slightly tricky one. So let us take it inside our board. So here you will see that this is very tricky, and the students will mostly confuse as to what the output is going to be. So now let us start with the first one. So if you see, you have two printf statements. The first one and the second one. So let us find the first one. Now here, if you look at this printf statement, then most of the students will get confused that since you see a plus plus a over here, that then you will assume that you have to do a pre-increment over here, but you should watch carefully that it is inside the double quotes. Now whatever is inside the double quotes is simply going to be printed as it is, and it is not a expression. So if I just run this, it will if it will output something like this: plus plus a minus b plus plus minus 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 c minus 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 c, and now at this place this person d will be replaced by the variable. So this is the only expression out over here. So the value of a, that is 1, is going to be placed over here. So plus 1. So this is the solution for our first printf. So this is pretty straightforward. So this is the reason why this is confusing, because students may forget that these things are inside double quotes. So whatever is inside double quotes will be directly printed unless there is a percentage d, and if there is a percentage d, then the corresponding expression needs to be evaluated, and then only we can find the answer. Let's look at the second printf statement. So in the second printf statement, one thing to note is this is again in double quotes, so a minus minus a is directly going to be printed, but after that you will see this percentage d, so that means this expression has to be evaluated. So to do that, we will let us first write the expression over here: plus plus b minus c plus minus minus a. So now since value of b has b, c and a have not changed in the previous expression, so the values are going to remain the same right now, that is a equal to 1, b equal to 2 and c equal to 3. So let us just substitute these over here. So right now the value of b is 2, so plus plus b, that is pre-increment, so this will become 3. C value is 3, so minus 3 plus, now here this is a decrement operator, so right now the value of a is 1, so decrement is 0, pre-decrement makes it 0, and this will result in an answer of 0. So thus our output is going to be minus minus a plus 0. This minus minus a comes because it is inside the quotes, and 0 comes because the value of this particular expression is 0. So thus we have two outputs, and let us now check the output. So the outputs are perfect. So let us take another problem. Now in this problem, this is going to be a little more complex than the previous one. So here multiple things are going to be tested about operators. So let us take this inside our board. Now this in this statement again you have two printf statements. So you will have to calculate both of the expressions before finding out the answer to this problem. So let us begin from the top. So initially I have two values, that is two variables a and b. A has a value of 100 and b has a value of 3. Then we have another variable float c, and this is the expression that you should note. Now most of the students will make a mistake over here, and they will divide. Since this is a straightforward example, you will simply divide 100 by 3, and if you divide, what you get is around 33.333. So this is the answer of this. But if you remember and if you recall, an integer divided by integer will give you always an integer. Even though the variable in which you're going to store is a float, only the integer part is going to be stored into the float value. That means in C the value will be, the value that is going to be stored is 33.0000. So if I just do a printf, so the first output of the first statement is going to be C equal to 33.0000. So this is very important to understand that integer divided by integer is going to give you an integer value only. So let us look at the second expression that is here. In the second expression, you will find that the equation that is written over here is a multiplied by plus plus b, and this is in a bracket, and 3.0 divided by 3.0, and this value is assigned to C. So let us now find out this value. So a since the value of a has not changed yet, so the value of a is still 100, then multiplied by plus plus b. Now b, it's a pre-increment, so b value right now is 3. So now after plus plus b it will become 4, and these are in brackets, so 3.0. Then if I look at the operator precedence, then the parenthesis will be executed first, so this will become 400 divided by 3.0, and this is nothing but 133.3333, something like this, and this value is going to be stored in C. And since it now here one thing to note is, in the previous case a and b were integers, so that's why when you divide an integer you get an integer value. Now in this case the numerator is an integer whereas the denominator is a float, so when you divide you will get a float value. So this is perfect. But when you print in the next statement, very tricky part is, if you print this statement over here, it says, this is very important to note. So we are converting the floating variable into integer. So now if I am specifically doing typecasting over here, so this will simply print C equal to 33 only. So now this is very 133 only. So this is very important to understand. So the first output is C equal to 33.0000, and the second output of the program is C equal to 133. So let us check, verify our outputs. Okay, perfect. So let us take another example. So in the next example we are going to deal with some more operators. So let us take this into our board. So here again we have few of the um, variables, and some initial values are there for the variables. Now let us begin with the first statement. Now if you look over here, there are three printfs, so we are expecting three outputs from this particular program. So let us first find out the first output. Now here, this percentage %d means we have to evaluate this expression and find out what is the value. So let us first find out the first expression, that is a greater than b and a less than c. So now let us substitute the values. A is 1, greater than b is 3, and a is 1, less than c is 6. So now out of these operators, the greater than and the less than will be executed first. If you refer the operator precedence table, then 1 is greater than 3, this will result in 1 is not greater than 3, so this will result in 0, and 1 is less than 6, this will result in a 1 because 1 is less than 6. And now after this, if you look at the AND, this is the AND operation. So if you do AND operation, you will simply find that AND is true only when both the elements are true, so this will result in a value of 0. So that is the solution for our first problem. Let us look at the second expression. This is the second expression. Let us write it down over here. Now the second expression is very tricky. So the second expression says that answer into equal to minus minus b and something 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 something, but the point to note is this particular variable, this particular assignment operator. Now what this assignment operator does is, let's suppose this evaluates to some value x. So let's say this value is something, some value x. So this is nothing but, let us replace it by x. Okay, so now what does this mean is, this is nothing but answer is equal to answer into x. So now it doesn't matter what is the value of x, because the value of answer here is 0. So 0 into anything is going to be 0. So this is a simple problem. So your answer is going to be 0. So I will just erase this and write the output over here. So the output, so according to this, I just have to print the answer, and that is going to be 0. So the second expression is also going to give me 0. So this was the second one. Now let us look at the third one. So this is the third one. The third one looks a bit complex, but it is really very easy. So let us shift my board a little. So the third one is simply b greater than 10 or b plus a is greater than 0 or a not equal to b, and the parentheses are very important. So okay, so I think I have got all the parentheses. Okay, so now let us substitute the values. Now before substituting, just we will have to check whether there is a increment or a decrement operator. Now since in the previous case we did not calculate the value of x, we have to but still remember that there were some increment operators out there, so definitely the values of the a, b and c have changed. So now before proceeding further, I would like to rewrite the values of a, b and c. So right now, before running this particular expression, the value of a is, so previously it was 1, and here if you see there was a pre-increment, so a has become 2 now. b was 3, but there is a decrement operator over here, so now it is 2. And c, the value of c was 6, and there is a post increment operator, so this has become 7. So now we can start substituting the values over here. So now if I substitute the values, so b is 2 greater than 10 or b plus a, that is 2 plus 2 greater than 0 or a is 2 not equal to 2. So now 2 greater than 10 is false, so this is going to be 0. 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm absolutely sorry, I would like to erase this particular step. Now one thing I forgot is we have to go, it is not going to make any difference, but still we have to follow the rules. So we have to first look at the precedence, and the parenthesis has the highest precedence, so I can write 2 greater than 10, or this will become 4 greater than 0 or 2 not equal to 2. So now amongst these, if you recall, these have the higher priority, so I will execute these first. So 2 greater than 10, no, so it is false. False means 0. 4 is greater than 0, yes, it is true. And 2 is not equal to 2, this is also false. 2 is equal to 2. So now we can go for ORing the expressions. So now in this case you have to again because both of the operations are OR, so here the associativity comes into picture. So now here the first we are going to follow from left to right. So first we are going to do both of them, and OR means if any one of them is 1, the output is going to be 1. So 1 then or 0. So here again we are going to OR both of them together. So if only one of them is 1, the output is going to be 1. So finally the output that we are going to have is, for the first one it is going to be 0, the second one it is going to be 0, and the third one it is going to be 1. Let us check, verify the answer. So 0, 0 and C equal to 1. Perfect. Let's take another example. This is the second last example that we're going to take. So let us take this onto the board. So in this particular example, again we have certain values for x, y and z, and we have three expressions, and we have to find values of these particular variables during the printf statements. So let us start by one. So basically, for first we have to evaluate this expression, then we have to evaluate this expression, and then we have to evaluate this one. So let us start with the first one. So the first one is z plus equal to y plus plus minus plus plus x. So now here let us substitute the values of the variables. So this is plus equal to, so I will first for simplicity I will just, so this operation is going to be done at the end, so we will just keep it pending for the time being. And let's begin with the always whenever you find the post and pre-increment operators, you should substitute the value of their values first. So let us start with y currently is 4, and since this is a post increment operator, the value of y is going to be the same. But x is 2, but it is a pre-increment operator, so this will become, sorry, it is a pre-increment operator, so this will become 3. So x value is 3, and this will be my this thing. So next is, now this will be plus equal to this. Now if I expand this, it is nothing but it is equal to z equal to z plus 4 minus 3, so that is nothing but z currently is 1 plus 4 minus 3, so this becomes 4 plus 1, that is 5 minus 3, so z is going to be 2. So my result is going to be 2 for the first printf. Now let us do it for the second expression. So the second expression says that answer is equal to plus plus x plus plus x plus 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 x into minus minus x into minus minus z. So now before doing this particular statement, you should always, because there was a increment or decrement operator before this expression, you should always find out what is the current values of x, y and z. So x currently is, x in the previous statement there was a pre-increment, so x currently is 3. Then y, it was a post increment, so y is 5, and z, the value was assigned, the new value that we got was 2, so z is 2. So now we can start with this. So here the first thing that we're going to do is substitute all the values from left to right of the increment operators, pre-increment operators. So this is plus plus x, so x currently is 3, so this becomes 4, plus this becomes 5, into this becomes 4, into minus minus z, z is 2, so this becomes 1. Then this is, now here multiplication will happen first, so 5 into 4 into 1, 5 4s are 20, 20, so 4 plus 20, so this should give you 24. So my answer is going to be 24. So that will be for my second printf. The last one, that is the third expression. So the third expression is something like this: answer is equal to x plus 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 y. Now this is a bit confusing because you don't know whether this is a post operator for x or a pre-increment operator for y. So in such cases, you should always remember that you should always take the two operators that come with the first variable together, like this, and then the remaining operator should be assigned like this. So in this case, if I want to substitute now, before substituting, we should have the values of x, y, and z here. So let us find out what is the value of x. So after the previous expression, currently my value of x is 4, my value of y is still 5, and z is, I guess it is 1. Okay, so now z is not used in this expression, so nothing to worry. Then x plus plus, now this is a post increment, so x value will remain as it is, plus y value is 5, so this will result in a value of 9 for the expression of answer. So now the final output that we are going to see, we have to print x, y, z, and answer. So x value is, it was a post increment, so this becomes 5. Then y value is 5, z is 1, and y is 9. So this is the answer that we have got for the third expression. So in this way we have got three answers. The first one is, first expression's output is 2, the second expression's output is 24, and the third expression's output is 5519. So let's verify the answer. So it is perfectly correct: 2, 24, 5519. So let's take one final problem on this particular topic. So let us take this code inside our board. Now this one is slightly different, and in fact it is very simple because characters are involved. Now you should know what is the value of ASCII value of E. So ASCII value of A, the ASCII value of A is 65. So from there onwards we can calculate the values of other characters. So now let's begin. So we have a variable x equal to 4, and we have another variable ch which has a character E, capital E. Now here we are, there are two printf statements. So the first printf statement is simply printing this expression. So now it is printing this expression, so this particular character plus the value of x, so E plus 4, so E, so B will be 66, C will be 67, D is 68, so E is 69. So if E is 69, so plus 4 gives me 73. So 73 will be the value that is going to be printed for the first expression. For the second expression, if you look at it, the expression is ch plus equal to x into 8. So if I replace all the characters, so if I just find out what is e plus 4, so e f g h, and this should be I, right? 73 is I. So let us find out what is the expression, this expression. So this is nothing but ch plus equal to, the value of x currently is 4, so 4 into 8, so this will give me plus equal to, that is ch plus equal to 32. And if I expand this, this is ch equal to ch plus 32. So now whatever is the value of ch, that is added with 32 and you get the answer. And if you remember, adding 32 to any character, any uppercase character, will convert it into a lowercase. So if we see what is the current value of ch, now if you look at over here, ch value has not changed in the previous expression. We are adding the value of ch with x, but we are not storing it in ch, so the ch value is still e. So here we are adding e plus 32, so that is nothing but small e. So over here in the second printf we are going to see e. So in the first printf we are going to 373, in the second printf we are going to see e. So let us check if we have got the correct result. Yes, perfect. I hope you understood the concept. Now to go ahead, I would suggest you to practice a few more problems on this topic, then only these topics will be familiar to you. So I wish you best of luck and see you next time.